All right, Dale, tell me what's your message to the world?
Dang. My message to the world, definitely like stay all together. Cause at the end of the day, like community is one of the biggest ways to go ahead and like grow as a union. Like, there's some type of strength in like, having support from like others. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you always have like a good support system around you, you can always make sure to go ahead and like grow as a person and as a community. Like in the medical field, our number one question to go ahead and ask a patient is, do you have a good support system at home? And in our school, they always made sure to go ahead and instill that into us to go ahead and make sure to ask the patient. Because at the end of the day, if somebody has any type of problems going on, you want to make sure that they have somebody that they can rely on. So if it was a patient that came in and they had trouble and you were to go ahead and explain everything, you would ask them at the end of the conversation, like, hey, do you have like a good support system at home that you could relay everything that you had? And if they did have a good support system, that was good emphasis to know that, okay, they have somebody that can go ahead and help
Yeah,
them at certain
exactly.
times. And if they didn't, then it's just like, if you don't have a good support system, just know that we are a good support system and we're here to help you and guide you however you need to go. And that's what I'm saying. That's just like the strong basis foundation that every person should have. Everybody should feel like they should have somebody that they can go ahead and depend on because together as a unit, nobody can beat you. I feel like when I was younger, I was always trying to be somebody that I never was. And I was always doing that to be accepted. And it was really hard growing up as a child because as a child, you always want acceptance. You always want somebody to look at you. You always want somebody to go ahead and notice you. You're always striving for some type of like, acceptance from people. And I feel like really when I was in grade school, I always seeked for attention. I always seek to like, be noticed by somebody. And it wasn't up until like when I got to college that I understood my own identity. I was like, okay, like who am I as a person? Like I'm not here to impress anybody. There's nobody to impress anymore. We're not in high school anymore. I'm gonna see different people every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick to myself and I'm gonna go ahead and be myself. And I noticed that by being myself and being true to who I was, that people were more attracted to that. People started looking at me different and people started loving me different for that. So I feel like any advice that I would have for like anybody is again, definitely stay true to yourself because at the end of the day, who you are as a person is what people are going to love about you. You don't have to put a facade. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to feel like you have to put on one face around people, but then like when you're alone, you have to put on a different face. It's like if you feel that those people will only accept you for however you have to change yourself, then those people don't want you for who you really are. But there will be people that will accept you for who you really are. So you might as well stay true to yourself and you might as well allow those people that accept you for who you are to go ahead and be a part of your life because those are the people that really care about you. Even just trying to like be humble is just like I know that like the person who I am is I'm always somebody that just always wants to like make somebody laugh. I always want to go ahead and bring happiness to somebody. Like even when I was younger and even like as I started to grow older, it's like sometimes I would go ahead and like, make myself just look funny and I would go ahead and sacrifice like, my integrity to go ahead and make people laugh, to go ahead and make people like, be happier. And even in high school, I was voted as like a superlative for class clown. And the thing is because I would do certain things like, maybe I'd be sleeping in class or I would always be cracking jokes or I'd always be like going back and forth with the teachers. It's just like I would always try to do something to like make somebody laugh, whether it was the teachers, whether it was the other students, like, just somebody that's just like just keeping happy spirits at all times. And that was just really like somebody that like, I always was and somebody who I try to strive to be in terms of like always still bringing laughter is like who you are as a person. So, who I identify myself as, like, I'm a Nigerian, but I'm also American born. I love, my culture. I love my people. I'm Yoruba. I love, basketball and I love medicine. I love making people laugh. So I feel like who I am as a person is just really more like what I identify as. Like, I think really being the type of person that's just like really like in like the medical field and that's just like somebody that also incorporates funny into just like daily everyday life is just really just more of like the balance in terms of just like what I do every day. Definitely just gotta like be yourself. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would emphasize this like every single time. Like there's nobody that can be you but you. So you really just gotta like stay true to yourself. Don't let anybody go ahead and influence you to go ahead and change like who you are as a person. Like as long as you stay true to who you are, you'll always be the best version of you.